How you doing, guys? ZDEyE here. So I definitely wanted to make a video about this regarding of the, well, so-called PlayStation 5 Slim. Now, I want to mention that this is basically not a PlayStation 5 Slim. It's more of a redesign or a refresh of the PlayStation 5 itself, right? You should not expect, for example, bump ups in terms of the specs, the improvements and such things, but instead you should expect of this console perhaps being something like maybe lighter and of course, well, smaller. Now, I want to mention as well regarding it, like there's few things that genuinely make no sense. I wouldn't say it doesn't make sense, but kind of questionable. So this is actually coming from, well, at first we simply got an image, right? Like this came from the Andrew Marmol, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, and he mentions this. Here's the first look at the PlayStation 5 CFI 2016, and well, in hashtags he basically puts it like in slim. And basically, if you take a look at this image, it genuinely makes it seem weird. So as you can see from the top, you can see it's kind of has that curvature. For some odd reason, if you look at your own original PlayStation 5, it doesn't actually have that kind of curvature on the top where the black, well, kind of middle section is. I don't know what kind of decision was there. Would that be for it to be present there? Whatever. Okay. Now, another thing, between, or I should say middle of the console itself, you can see there's black bars, these kind of black kind of gates or a gap or something like that. And what makes this interesting is the design of this. Now, it has a similar aspect towards the original PlayStation 5 console, the way it looks, right? But yet, this is interesting that how much of a difference is there, right? Of course, a few hours to a day or something later, we actually got a video of the showcase of the PlayStation 5 console itself, this so-called new refresh PlayStation 5. And yeah, well, it actually gave us a pretty good look how it kind of represents and how it kind of should be. But yet, we have to take this one thing for certainty. Do not take this as a confirmation. This may be completely false. It may be complete bullshit. It's very, very possible. Now, but the way it shows this and what kind of direction that PlayStation 5, assuming if it's real, is taking, well, it's very questionable. So first things first, as you can see, the console itself with its unique look anyway, that it's got right in front of the console two USB-C ports that you are able to plug into console. If you take a look at your PlayStation 5 console, it has a USB-C port, but yet it also has a regular USB port as well that you can actually charge your controller. So what makes this weird is that PlayStation actually will need to manufacture and make new cables that are specific going from USB-C to USB-C that will be able to plug into your controller and also to the front of the console as well. Because now that these cables are going to be replaced, what about the ones that actually, well, originally had? What about DualSense Edge? My DualSense Edge has a normal USB to a USB-C connector, right? And it's braided cable, it's one of the more expensive, and they're one of the more lengthier ones. So like where's with that situation? Like, is PlayStation gonna actually offer an accessory that you will be able to have an adapter to have your USB-C connect to a normal port and then extend it into a USB-A port into your console? So as an example, your cable from the DualSense Edge is at the end has a USB and it connects to an adapter and extends to USB-C, and now you can finally plug it into your console, in front of your console, and that's how you will be able to charge your controller. Now, I'm certain that there will be a normal USB in the back of the console as well, but you know, if you want to charge a controller, you would definitely expect to see a normal port in front of the console. So another thing that when they showed off in this video as well, you actually obviously you can see, right, with the reports that from Tom Henderson came regarding of the detachable disk drive. So with this video that came from BWE, and there's just showcase of this disk already being a part of this console, because reports have been saying that it's a detachable disk. So perhaps this side panel is detachable, right? And that's how you can actually make a purchase separately for a specific like disk drive would include it. I mean, it's a unique idea, but then it kind of raises other questions. Okay, what about the side panels that PlayStation offers that you can make a purchase like around, what is it, $70, $80 or something like that, and so you can change your side panels. And on top of that, the console is actually 5 centimeters shorter. So side panels are not going to be viable in this situation, perhaps, or something like that? Or is the console itself is smaller, but the panels are going to be identical, but then it's just gonna look awkward and weird, because other than being 5 centimeters shorter, there's just not any, well, much of any other redesigns in terms of the size of the box itself. So you see, like, there's so many questions are raised in here, for example, that in fact you are able to take apart these side panels on both sides. One for the disk drive, that I can understand. But what about the other side? Is it for the aesthetics, so you can have a unique look to it? I still think that a normal PlayStation 5 console looks better than this. And yet, we cannot say that this is a slim version, right? A lot of people are assuming it's a slim console. I already expected it not to be slim. I expected it to be a redesign, a refresh. And, you know, calling it a slim, I think it will be, well, not a correct term to use. But still, I think this is not necessary kind of upgrade or update for PlayStation that really needs. Instead, I think they should kind of wait and have a normal redesign that's not so substantial as this, and include also the PlayStation 5 Pro, because there's been a mention already from Tom Henderson himself as well, of course, that PlayStation 5 Pro is going to be coming later next year. So what kind of redesign will that console have? Will it kind of represent similar aspect that it looks already? Is it going to be bigger than the original PlayStation 5 console? Because, like, I do not want my PlayStation 5 to be any bigger than it already is, because this thing is big. This is a massive tower. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love the aesthetic of it, the look of it. It's beautiful, beautifully done. I love it. But if my PlayStation 5 Pro in the future is going to be even, like, I don't know, a mammoth, like, what in the world is going on in terms of the specs and the design and the engineering as well? Now, thankfully, they know how to make it beautiful and very unique looking, maybe even futuristic. But again, like, I want to have a little more compact. A little bit more compact. Of course, what's important, make sure your console is not actually that fucking loud compared to what it was in the era of the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro, because those consoles were damn loud. A little bit too damn loud. Yeah, so yeah, there's so many questions and so many things. I kind of hope that this is fake, but I'm worried if that makes sense. And also, this video was not even like taken down by Sony, PlayStation. So when shall we expect an announcement for this console? Like, there are rumors that an August announcement will be happening for the upcoming second showcase from PlayStation. I wouldn't want to see it, right? I think they should just like make a state of play or something, or maybe they make a blog post regarding of a refreshed design for a PlayStation 5 console. I don't know. Now, of course, for main reason for this to be even happening is obviously to reduce the cost of the manufacturing of these consoles. It makes total sense. It's been done already many times, and many other consoles included. The PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, we've seen it many times in every other consoles out there, not just PlayStation in itself. Alright guys, so I wanted to have a little bit of a, well, kind of a weird discussion regarding this. Like and subscribe, see you guys all, and have a wonderful day.